our individuality is defined not by what we wear, but by what we hold dear. We live in an externally driven world where appearances matter. While from a functional perspective, we need to present ourselves as well as we can, and that means taking care of our appearance. But from a fundamental perspective, we need to know that our identity is not defined by our appearance. It is not defined by what we wear. If at a fundamental level we don't have that understanding, then we can get deluded, because we'll give inordinate weight to marginal things. Sometimes people agonize over hours, days and weeks for a dress to wear, for the clothes that they buy, and that is a tragic waste of time that is so valuable for us. We feel that I need to find some clothes that express my individuality. Expressing our individuality may be important, but before that, there has to be discovering and developing our individuality. And that centers on not what we wear, but on what we hold dear. That means, what are the values that drive us? What are the purposes that we are driving towards? What are our interests? What are our qualities? What are our abilities? So these make us essentially who we are. And to the extent we understand this fundamental nature of our internals, to that extent we will try to develop them. And to the extent we develop them, to that extent we will have a well-defined identity. Otherwise, we may have the most fashionable clothes, and that will definitely create a first impression. Whether that first impression is positive may be open to question. It might just trigger envy in some people, many people. But still, we will have an impact. However, if what we want is more than an impact, if you want that people, not just if you want more than an impression, if you want to have maybe a lasting connection with someone, if you want to have an enduring impact, then our substance is what matters. And at a level of philosophical identity, we are all eternal souls. Now, how much the virtues of the soul manifest at the physical level depends on our level of consciousness, depends on how well we are manifesting our virtues by managing the vices and the limitations that we all have as finite human beings. And thus, when we connect with the all-powerful Krishna, we make him the most dear to us, then he, as our all-pure Lord, purifies us of the many impurities that block us from manifesting our potentials. And as our potentials start manifesting, that's when we become fully purified. That's when we become, even if not fully purified, we start manifesting ourselves better and better. So the Bhagavad-gita says that even something that if you want to cultivate knowledge is based on the virtues that we have internally, and knowledge is a part of our identity, and so is our overall personality. Mamayvamsho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanah manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. That if we are parts of the Lord, and if we hold Him dear, then we manifest our spirituality and all the qualities associated with it. Otherwise, we tend to hold our mind and senses dear, and they drag us down toward things that degrade our value and degrade our values. So by focusing on making Krishna dear to us, we can manifest our best identity and individuality. Thank you.